fast this car still is. I mean, that 8.9 100 to 200 is actually very close to a couple of 2019 C63 S's we measured. So the new generation with the 4-liter V8 bi-turbo with 510 horsepower and even more torque. This is not that much slower at 8.9. I think we had one at like 8.7, a wagon, a C63 S wagon. So this is really performing very, very well. Now I'm just going to keep going until we hit the border to see if we can hit that 280 limit. So I do believe that this is the limiter. Yeah. This might be considered a drawback. This system, I still don't like it. It's a little bit too overly complicated for my taste. Okay, full throttle. So I've got it in race mode, which means that the suspension is also at its hardest setting, which I have to say, it's not bad actually. Oh man, just look at that. This is ridiculously fast, it sounds amazing, the gearbox is fixed. I'm having a good afternoon. And that's 285 again, there it is. And that's the limiter as well. So, as standard, you've got a limiter at 250 kilometers an hour. This has the optional raised top speed to 300, which still, I mean, 300 still is nothing for this car. I hope that I will be able to show you because it is quite busy today. Okay, so here we go, full throttle. Gearbox has to think for like half a second, and there we go. And again, the shift, it just feels like it goes even faster after the shift, and then again another shift, and again we're at 240 and it seems like it's accelerating even faster. That is very, very impressive. That was 275. Brakes, as I said, really, really good. So there we go, onto the Autobahn. Oh, that crackle on the shift. That was very loud. And it is a pretty damn quick car. We measured 100 to 200 in 18.15 seconds, which is not bad at all. Top speed limited at 250 kilometers an hour, or if you have the driver spec 300, which this car does have. I keep getting this notification that the bonnet is open, but it's not the case, don't worry. Alright, so here we go. Top speed of the E63S wagon, 300 kilometers an hour. And as I said, they have softened up that front axle a little bit suspension wise. So it is so comfy, it soaks up all the bumps, even in race mode. And it has no trouble whatsoever reaching that 300 kilometers an hour. And there's a limiter now. So that is 303 on the speedo. Now, top speed is limited, of course. Unfortunately, it is limited at 270 kilometers an hour in the estate, in the station wagon, which is a shame. I'm not sure how Mercedes calls it these days. It's not combi anymore, I think, but anyway. It is quick though, look at it. It is racking up those numbers at an alarming rate. So you hit that 270 without too much trouble. There we were already. 273. Brakes, oh, the brake feel is not great. That's also because they're regenerative, of course, but it just does not feel like there's a lot going on there, and that is a shame. So that's the limiter, 282.
It is quite hard to do. I already tried. Now, if you give it the full beans, the shift at the red line isn't that nice. It's a bit clunky. Wow, that is a nice sight. But the engine is so strong, that torque, you feel it all the time. That's 311. Yeah, we can go. Come on. It is such a quick car. Wow, that is impressive. Just keep going. 327, 28. That's it. It goes up and down and up and down, and sometimes you have full power and you feel like, okay, this is it, and then it kind of dips again. It does so in launch control as well. We've had an array of different numbers. It's supposed to do 3.3, but the quickest we've done is 3.5. Top speed, 290 kilometers an hour, optional. 100 to 200, we did 7.5 seconds, which is also not that great. It's not that fast. If you look at the GT63 SE Performance, which has 40 horsepower more, it was 1.3 seconds quicker from 100 to 200. And I'll show you now in the list the difference that is. There's a lot of cars between them. It's a big difference. So that's the limiter. So this car also has the AMG driver's package, which means that the top speed is raised to 300 kilometers an hour, which is nice. You need that because, as you can see, we're already at 250. That is just, you know, this car warming up is 250 kilometers an hour, still putting out a lot of power and has no trouble whatsoever doing high speeds. I mean, look at that. That is just seriously fast. That's the limiter, 315. So a lot of grip from the Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires. 315 section at the rear, that's huge. Alright, here we go. Let's see. Got a little Opel here. can just use this button on the steering wheel. Click it once to go to 2 times to go to sport. So it's a little less hard. And that's 300 kilometers an hour. So let's put the gearbox in sport. And there we go, full throttle. Listen to that, listen how powerful this car sounds, and look at the way this thing accelerates and keeps accelerating. It just pulls so hard and it keeps pulling. So if you compare this to our 599, for instance, our Ferrari 599, how does it compare? It's around the same time, around the same power. Well, this has a bit more power, of course, but V12, this thing is so far ahead. It really feels like a much more capable car. That's 300. Why are you on the left lane? Oh, you're not. Let's do a flyby at the bridge. Martijn should be there. Should be close to the top speed. It's still pulling. I'm going to let off. It's so communicative as well. It just talks to you. It lets you know how much it can do. And how much it can take. How much more you can give it. Additional power. If you compare it to a stock or regular SLS, this feels quite a bit quicker. We did 7 seconds, 100 to 200. I'm not sure what I did last time, but I think it's supposed to do around 7 seconds. And that's 300 kilometers an hour. For this new facelifted GT, it's not that much, you know. It's a little bit of a refresher on the inside, you know, the new screen, the new infotainment, a couple of gadgets here and there, but it has mainly stayed the same, and I think that's a testament to how good this car is to begin with. There's just not a whole lot they could do to improve it. That's 300. Oh. a lot of this hardware, a lot of this know-how from their very successful AMG GT, GT3 and GT4 race cars, and you can actually feel that this car has, you know, some of that hardware and the setup, because it feels more like a race car than it does a supercar, because it's just so direct and unfiltered that it really makes me want to drive it on a track, like on the Nürburgring or on the Bilsebank track or on Spa or whatever. It just makes me long for a track with this car. Oh, that's 282. Oh, this thing flies. So top speed 316 kilometers an hour, and the car has absolutely no problem getting there. 100 to 200, mega quick, 6.2 seconds, which is pretty damn quick. So here we go again. It picks up so well, and everything that is happening underneath, all those complex systems working together to give me the ultimate boost in power. I mean, this is seriously impressive. It just keeps going. Sometimes with those hybrid cars you feel like, you know, the power is decreasing at high speeds. Well, this is not. That was 310. To 100 should be done in 3.2 seconds. Top speed 325, only 325, of course, because of that big rear wing.